Hello, we hope you enjoyed your visit to a local farm on Open Farm Sunday, and we're delighted that you've chosen to take away with you the Farmhouse Takeaway activity, which will give you just a small insight into some of the challenges faced by arable farmers producing our food crops. We would like you to take up the challenge and try to grow a spring wheat variety named Paragon at home, in your kitchen, on your windowsill, wherever you like. Almost everything that you need to start the experiment is provided in your plastic takeaway container. So let's open it up and check everything's in there. And do remember that the plastic tray itself will be part of the kit. You will use that to support your mini plant pots later on. These are the mini plant pots. They look cardboard-like, little peat pots, nice and lightweight, and they split very easily. As well as the wheat seed, we've also provided you with some mung bean seeds to grow. Traditionally only seen when we're growing bean sprouts, we thought you might like to try growing the mature bean plant alongside the wheat plant, as it may give us an interesting comparison with the wheat, and they may differ in their response to the fertilizer. Open the tube and put a few drops of tap water so that they're covered, and leave them to soak there for the first 24 hours. You don't need to do anything with the kit in the meantime. By soaking them overnight, they will take up water and will have swollen slightly, and therefore this will speed up their germination when you finally plant them. The soil you're using is something you may be less familiar with. It's white and it's called perlite. It's designed to retain moisture but is very low in nutrients, so it won't interfere with the growth, the fertilizer side of our experiment. By rights, it's a growing support medium rather than a soil. It can produce a little bit of dust when poured, so just take care. I'm now going to show you how to set up the experiment, and then you just have to wait for things to grow. Begin by filling your pots with perlite. As I say, pouring carefully because of the slight bit of dust, and filling them about 3/4 of the way full. Before, there we go, they're about 3/4, before getting hold of the seed that have been soaked overnight and popping one seed in each pot. That's the 2 wheat seed in, that's the 2 mung bean, then back to the perlite just to cover them over slightly. And just tap it down before we start watering them. The pots should be watered regularly with tap water. So after about 7 days, you'll get the first signs of germination with the shoot appearing through the surface of the growing medium. Keep growing the seedlings. They need warmth, sunlight and regular watering. And then they'll grow quite rapidly and look something like these plants here. These are actually 3 weeks old. Once 2 leaves have appeared on the wheat plants, it's then time to separate your tray, just splitting it in half so that 1 wheat and 1 mung bean receives the fertilizer, and 1 wheat and 1 mung bean just has normal tap water. At this point, you'll also need the one item that we don't supply, a plastic milk bottle, the 2 pint size, which will be ideal for making up your fertilizer mix. The fertilizer is here in the blue tube, the clear plastic tube containing blue powder, and we've measured out exactly the amount that you'll need so that you don't have to handle it or measure it out. It's a standard household fertilizer available from most garden centres rather than an agricultural chemical used by farmers. Pour all the blue powder into the empty milk bottle, and so just fill up your milk bottle with some normal tap water, filling it up here. There we go, and it's probably nearly all dissolved. It's very readily dissolvable. Pop the lid on, give it a quick shake, and we're ready to go. We've got our supply of fertilizer for the next few weeks. And you'll be watering half the plants with the fertilizer and half of them with normal tap water. And you need to keep doing this every day and observing the effects. After about 2 weeks of feeding your plants, it'll then be time to use the final piece of the kit, the nitrate test strip. Instructions for exactly how to use the strip are printed on the sleeve, and essentially you're looking for a colour change that should occur, indicating the level of nitrate running out of the pots. Any run out is not being taken up by the plant itself and is essentially being wasted, and this waste has a cost to the farmer and to the environment. Science is helping farmers measure, monitor and reduce nitrate levels, and helping to improve the methods of delivery as well. So nitrate is the predominant form of nitrogen in fertilizer. Nearly all nitrates are soluble in water, so they're dissolved in the water and taken up by the plant roots. The plant needs nitrogen to grow, usually obtaining it from the soil or from externally applied sources. Herein lies one of the challenges for farmers, knowing just how much nitrogen to apply. Different crops have different needs, different crops respond differently to applied nitrogen, and different soils naturally have different levels of nitrogen. All these needs need to be balanced against the cost to the farmer of purchasing the fertilizer, applying the fertilizer, both fuel costs and the impact on the land of driving a tractor and sprayer across the land. And the actual process of producing fertilizer is also very energy demanding, contributing significantly to carbon dioxide emissions. Farmers, however, do not apply fertilizer daily like you have been doing. But the purpose of your experiment is to emphasise the impact of applying fertiliser and to show how easy it is to overwater plants, resulting in leaching out of the nitrogen into the soil, something farmers are very keen to avoid. We hope you've enjoyed taking part in this home experiment and seeing some of the effects of fertiliser upon the plants that you've grown. If you'd like to continue growing your plants until they look greener and bigger and healthier like these ones, then feel free. And tell us the results of your experiment by emailing them to us at this address.